Hey Jaywalkers, welcome back. Today, April 12th, marks a very special day in my personal story. April 12th marks the 6-year anniversary of my suicide attempt, perhaps more importantly, my surviving my suicide attempt. It's going to be covered in a chapter of Last Son, My Life According to Superman, which is a living memoir I've been working on for about 2 years and 7 months using a cool face swap technology, swapping my face onto Clark, young Clark, and Superman from various films and shows, as well as important people from my life on other players in the Superman universe. One of the reasons I'm doing this is I set the directive for myself 2 years, 7 months ago. This is how I heal. And that's when the real work started. There's a chapter in Last Son, Volume 1. I have to go back. Chapter 2, Cyclebreaker. And I thought today would be a great opportunity to throw together kind of a mini trailer with some clips from that episode showing what it felt like. And I'm wanting to use the experiences of my life as springboards to talk about things that matter, difficult things that matter. You know, suicide is a topic that deserves nuanced, sensitive discussion. But I see, as a survivor myself, an opportunity to edify the public discourse surrounding suicide. Now, the premise of Last Son, there came a point in my trauma recovery journey where all of the repressed memories came up, all of the experiences of my life, where I began to see the sequences of my life taking place, written into all the Superman films that had ever moved me, and all of them had. So the idea is that my life is a Superman Elseworlds tale. I'm reaching out to the Clark of those universes in the series. The premise is going to be based on Clark interviewing Superman about the events of my life, and me responding to Superman about the events of his life and how they matched mine. The whole point is to show what my life has felt like to me as a way to give validation, hope, and healing to anybody else out there suffering in plain sight. Maybe you've got a love of a comic book character, a theater character, a book character, an imaginary friend even, that means something to you. Maybe you're suffering in plain sight like I was. You may find that leaning into these stories that move you so much help lead you home, same as Superman did for me. See, in November of 2018, I experienced a devastating moment where I failed to step up and protect myself, and to me at the time, more importantly, protect people that I loved the most. And that had a devastating ripple effect in my life and theirs. The shame of that, combined with a decade of passive suicidality, which I lived with a crooked smile on my face, culminated in April 12, 2019. So without further ado, on suicide. This is what it felt like. I don't know where to start. In our world, we don't have superheroes. Toxic shame, survivor's guilt, betrayal, myself and the ones I love the most. Did you hurt yourself? I lost everyone on one fell swoop.
And now God bends to my will.
Then the rainstorm came over me.
I didn't remember forgetting.
And I felt my spirit break.
Domestic violence, dissociative identity disorder.
I had lost all of my belief, you see,
It's not the diagnosis, it's him.
and realized my mistake.
How could you leave us like that?
So long.
I remember when I realized it wasn't going to work. And much like Tom Hanks' character in Castaway, a feeling washed over me like a warm blanket when I realized I was in control over nothing. And I committed to staying here, no matter how good, bad, ugly, or indifferent it got, no matter how hard it was, no matter how easy it was. So I want to celebrate. Here we are 6 years later. I'm still here and still whole ass committed to that commitment to be here. Now, a lot of the public discourse that I see surrounding suicide, granted, again, this is a nuanced, sensitive topic, but much of the public discourse I see is focused around loved ones left behind from people who were successful in their attempts, or even from people like me who attempted. And a lot of the discourse seems geared around blame, shame, anger, resentment. How could you? What were you thinking? My perspective, first of all, I understand, especially if you have lost somebody to suicide, doing what you need to do to heal, writing a letter, recording a video as if they're still here and talking to them. But for people who are driven to that point, now, again, and this is where it's a nuanced discussion, there are different types of suicide: impulsive suicide, premeditated suicide, revenge suicide. But I'm talking to people who were suffering in plain sight, just like I did for so many years. People who maybe you would never know unless they told you. We move under mountains of blame, shame, resentment, guilt, and anger, internalized, that we carry every second of every day and every second between the seconds of every night when we're sleeping, if we're sleeping. And so I see an opportunity here to step into that discourse and try to bring people together, because suicide prevention, it's a really nuanced topic that delves into themes of grief, loss, who am I, who are you without me, who am I without you? Really deep, primal human themes. That's why we need to talk about them. We're not going to prevent it by treating it like a problem that we want to avoid because we don't want to experience loss and grief. If anything, that just perpetuates the problem. So I want to provide a safe space to talk about hard things like this. If you're suffering, here are some resources for you. I've got some international resources as well as some resources if you live in the United States like I do, which if you do, God bless you. Now, these links will be posted in the pinned comment below attached to this video. First, we have 988lifeline.org. The cool thing I like about this is they detail a step-by-step process of what to expect, because when you're in a space where you need to reach out, if you're like me, I was anxious, insecure, I wanted to reach out, but I was terrified of breaking that inertia to reach out. This place has texting, calling, and chatting available, as well as services for deaf and hard of hearing. And they detail on the website exactly what to expect before you ever reach out. So for me, that alleviates some of the anxiety and stress of reaching out, because I don't like phone calls, but if I can text with somebody or talk on a chat line that I can just close when I've had too much or when I've found the answer that I need, that's great. Internationally, we have the International Association for Suicide Prevention. Now on IASP.info, there's a Find a Helpline search box right in the middle of the website, and you can search through up to 150 countries. So you go there, find your country, further refine your location by city, town, zip code, postal code, and you can find resources in your area. We also have Lifeline International, which is at lifeline-international.com. On this one, scroll all the way to the bottom of the first page and click on Find a Helpline, and you can search and refine your search, kind of like the IASP website. If you need help, keep breathing. This world needs you.